Hello guys, so today we're back at it again with the how to code a 1.18 plus hacked client. So in today's video we're going to be making the module base and keybinds and stuff like that. Okay, so first we're going to start off with public static final client. Oops. Client instance equals new client. So we're just going to make an instance of the client so we can refer to it in other classes. And then I'm going to make public void keypress on keypress int key int action. So the action is equal to the glfw action. As we can see, we can have glf underscore press, release, or held. I forgot the other one actually. I think it's something like held, but anyways, we're just gonna leave that empty for now. And public void on tick. So this will just be called every Minecraft tick. So now we're going to make a mixin. So new class, we'll just call this Minecraft client mixin. So to make a mixin, first you have to define @mixin, and we're going to be mixing into Minecraft client.class. Then just import that from that thing. Oh, and also for this, I imported the wrong one for Minecraft client. Make sure it's not the offlib one. We need net.minecraft.client. Okay, and then we're going to do @inject to inject. So when we're defining the inject, we do method equals tick. I will check in a little bit just to make sure that's it. And then equals add. We'll just say at the head. And then cancelable equals true, just in case we want to do that for events later on. Oops. So and then we do public void on tick. And then we need to pass in callback info ci. Then just import all of that with Control-Shift-O. And to go to this class, I'm just going to press F3 with it highlighted. Oh. Okay, so if this pops up, you're just gonna go to attach source, external location, external file, and then I have mine stored on the desktop. Okay, so just go to where you stored your client. So for me it's tutorial client, gradle, loom cache, 1.18, and then just follow it to the one that says sources.jar. Okay, and then you should get all of the Minecraft sources. So I'm just gonna quickly make sure that the method is called tick. Yeah, so we're going to mix into this method. So method equals tick. Just to test if this works, we can just do client.instance.logger.info. Get rid of all this stuff. Ticking. Okay, and then we can go into example client.mixins.json and add Minecraft client mixin as our first mixin. Have to make sure that it's spelled correctly. Okay, that should be good. And then we'll add a new mixin called keyboard mixin. And we're going to add mixin into keyboard, not keyboard, keyboard.class. And then import that. Okay, so we're going to add inject method equals on key at equals at head cancelable equals true. Public void on key, and then we're going to get all of the parameters that it has, so long window, int key, int scan code, int action, int modifiers, and then the callback info. All of your injects will have the callback info. Okay. Oh. Then we can just import all of that, and just to make sure, you can go and check on key. See, it's got all of these arguments that we put in ours right there, and it will just pass whatever this gets passed. So we can just do client.instance.onKeyPress, and then it will define those. Okay, so in here, just to test if it worked. Oh, I also need to do that in Minecraft client mixin. Instead of this, we can just do client.instance.onTick. Save keyboard mixin, and we'll add that to the mixins. So, comma, keyboard mixin. Okay, and then in our client, on keypress, I'll just say logger.info key plus key was pressed. And I want to make sure it's just pressed, so if action equals glfw.glfw underscore press, import glfw, and in Java you don't need the braces if it's only one line, so we can just say if action equals glfw.glfw press, then we'll print out the key that was pressed. And on tick, we can just do logger.info ticked. Okay, and now this should all work, so we can debug the tutorial client. And you can see it's printing out ticked a lot of times, because Minecraft is ticking everything. So I'm just gonna make a new world. Actually, I think real quick. So I'm pressing the L key, and its key code is 76. So each different key has their own number value, and we can see that the keys are being pressed. Okay, just gonna make a new world real quick just for testing in the future. And now for mixin debugging, by default, you'll see if we want to just go in here, and cause like this is the ticking stuff and the key press stuff, like may not be what you want. You can, if you comment that out, normally in Eclipse they'll just hot swap it, but with mixins it doesn't work like off the shelf, so you'll have to go to debug configurations, go here to tutorial client underscore client, or whatever you named yours, arguments, and then we're going to add a new argument, and I will paste this in the description because it's kind of long. So for me, it's just going to be this dash Java agent, and then your C users, your name, .gradle, caches, modules -2, files 2.1, then the whole string of the mixin jar. Oop, make sure to add that parenthesis and apply. So now we're going to have to we'll just save and quit the title, quit game. So now I'm just gonna uncomment this real quick. So now we're going to debug, and you can see it's ticking again. So if we go here and we comment it out this time, it stops ticking, and you'll just see this because you saved it. That's the argument that we just added. And then if we uncomment it, it starts doing it again. And this will work for the keybind one too. Now it doesn't. Okay. So we can just go there and then remove the logger.info. And then get rid of this import. So now we're going to be making the module system. So let's create a new package, .module, and a new class, module. So we're going to define a few variables. We'll just make them private because we'll create getters for them. So private string name, private string description, private and then we're gonna make private int key, private boolean enabled. So quickly down here I'm going to make a new enum. An enum is just kind of something that stores like a bunch of keywords just for convenience and readable code. Okay, so we're just going to call this category. So we're going to make combat, and usually in Java, enum names are capitalized. So combat, movement, render, exploit, world. Then I can just do that if you want. So then we're gonna make a constructor for the module. A constructor is basically just like something that sets stuff up like right when the module is defined. So right when you do new module, this constructor gets called. Okay, so we're going to pass in some arguments: string name, string description, and category. So then we'll do this .name. Make sure you include this because otherwise you'll just be setting this name value to itself, but if you put this there, it'll be setting this one to that. So this .description equals description. This .category. Oh, I need to make category. Public category. This .category equals category. And I think Forgot an I. Okay, there we go. Make that private. And now I'm going to use a feature in Eclipse right here that just generates code for us. So go source, generate getters and setters. So I'll want just get category, and then we can just get and set the rest of these. And generate. Okay, let me just clean this up real quick. Okay. So now we're going to make a function called toggle. So this will just toggle the module on and off. So we're going to say enabled. We can just say this dot enabled equals not this dot enabled. So it'll just set it to the opposite of the state it is currently. And then we're going to make functions called public void on enable and public void on disable. So we will go back into the toggle method and say if enabled on enable else on disable. We can clean this up a little bit. There. Okay, and then set enabled, we'll want to do the same thing. If enabled on enable else on disable. Forgot to add the parentheses. Okay, so that should be all fine and dandy. Now we're going to add another method called public void on tick, and this will just get called every tick. Next, we're going to go back into client and do on keypress if key if action equals g off w underscore press. Then we're going to do a for loop, a for each loop, for module out of, oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. We need to make the module manager. This will just do what the name says and manage our modules. So I'll just make public module manager. Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay, and then public void. I'll just make it private so nothing else can access it. Private void add modules. This will just add all the modules when we do it. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to make an array list of the modules. Public array list, or actually we can just do public list modules equals new array list, and then that. So just import Java util list, and array list should be the same, and we'll just make it private so we can use a getter. Okay. We'll also want to make an instance of the module manager, so public static final module manager instance equals new module manager. Then we're gonna go ahead and come down here. I'm gonna use a shortcut control space so we can just automatically generate get modules, and that'll just return the modules. Another convenient thing we can do is just this module. get enabled modules. Okay, so then we're going to use the for each loop that I was talking about earlier. So for module add of modules. And then we'll do up here we'll just quickly do list module enabled. So new array list. Okay. So we're going to do for module out of modules if module.is enabled, then we will add, then we'll do enabled dot add module, and then return enabled. So this will just loop through all of the modules, check if it's enabled, and if it does, it'll add it to this new array list. Okay, add modules, we'll just put this right here. Okay, and then we can go back to here, for module out of module manager dot instance dot get enabled modules. Oh wait, we don't. No, just get modules. Oh, right, I forgot. This is really stupid. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly rename this to mod because this does a really funky thing where it automatically just includes the Java lang module. So we're gonna have to go back to here and rename it mod, just to avoid the conflict with the Java name. So we'll quickly go through here and make sure everything's the same. Okay, that's good. And everything here should be good. Okay, so for mod module out of module manager.instance.get modules, we will say if key equals module.get key module.toggle. So if the key is the key that the module has been assigned, then we'll toggle the module. And then in ontick, we're going to do we're going to do if, and up here I'm just going to make private Minecraft client MC equals Minecraft client dot get instance. Okay, and then we're going to do if MC dot player is not equal to null, then we'll do for mod module out of module manager dot instance dot get enabled modules module dot ontick. Okay, so we should have the base for all of the module stuff set up. Now we can just make a new package. We'll say movement. Make a new class. We'll just say flight. So this is going to be a very basic vanilla fly module. Extends mod. So we'll extend off the module class we just made. And we're going to need to add the constructor. So we can remove these because we're not going to define those variables anywhere else. We'll just set it to flight. Description allows you to fly. And then category dot movement. And then we can do this dot set key glfw dot glfw underscore, we'll say g, key underscore g. Okay, and then we can control space. This will override the onTick method. If you keeping the super is generally just a good idea, because this will run any code that you have in this. So we're just gonna leave it in there. So we're going to do onTick, and quickly in here I'm going to add protected. I'll add this down here. Protected Minecraft client MC equals Minecraft client get instance. So protected basically just makes it only visible to things that it's extended off of and in the package. So this dot mc, we don't need this. Just mc dot player dot get abilities dot allow flying equals true. And then on disable, we're going to want to make sure that is false. So it's not, the player isn't flying even after you disabled it. Equals false. Oops. Forgot to save that real quick right there. So that should all be good. So in module manager, we can go to add modules, and then we can do modules.add new flight. And import that, and flight should be added. Now we don't have any sort of array list right now, so it shouldn't, there's nothing going to be on the screen telling us, but we should know if it's enabled by it flying. So we're just going to debug this. Could also go back to client and get rid of this hello world statement. Come back into here, and now I toggle it and I'm flying. Just to prove that, I'm going to go into survival, and we're flying. Alright. So we just made a very basic fly in the module system. And the next video I'll go over making some GUI stuff. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.